Okay, now hello and welcome back everyone. I'm Kevin from Kevin MC, and what I have today is oh shit, what the heck is this? Let's push this thing away. Okay, so I have this, which is the Canon Demi 17. I mean ee17. I got this thing for what I think is cheap, which is obviously not cheap because it's broken, and this thing is a bit more broken than I thought. So this is some half frame 60s not rangefinder camera. A half frame means that you have like a 36mm frame and it's cut in half, which is essentially micro four thirds if you like flip it over like this. So this thing shows everything in vertical format like this, which is pretty odd, but it works and it saves you a lot of film, so you can get 72, sometimes more exposures from a single roll of film, which usually can only get you like 36 with normal 36mm camera. So this thing in the film door, let's have you open this thing. Yeah, so it opens with this small latch on the side like this, like the Yashica 14E. Now let's zoom out. Okay, I thought that thing's broken for a second. Yeah, so this is how it looks inside. As you can see, this thing has a small parts bag, which I did not know was here from the seller essentially. Yeah, because he didn't say that this thing was broken that bad. He does not have like a winder. The winder is on this thing right here, because the screw is cracked and he doesn't have another screw, and the bit inside here. Yeah, so it doesn't like come out on its own. Then let's show you a 36mm film pack, which is this AF600 from Nikon. And you can see there's a pretty big gap between these two, yeah. So let's push this thing forward. See? So you can see this thing is like half the size of this. Okay, let me go take this thing away, yeah. So next, what do we have? We have the camera itself. This thing uses some pretty cool, what you call this thing, design, where the back's actually like curving around like this, like a lunch box. And I believe this thing actually helps to like cover the light, because this thing's black and this thing's black, so the light's not gonna pass through this because it's actually covering like this. And also it's got this like huge light seal, which I don't think is necessary, but it has one, so which is pretty cool. Then next, this thing looks like it has a 4-element lens, because I've already taken this thing apart. And the lens is not very good because it's full of scratches. According to Japan vintage camera, these things do have a lot of scratches, so that's normal to expect. But I did not expect this thing to have like potholes in the lens, which is not a very common sight. I thought these things were like these little circles were like some coating degradation or something like that, yeah, degradation. But they're actually like literal holes in the lens, which is not very common to see. Yeah, this thing will cock up like this. It does make a sound, but the blades are not there, so this is very odd. See, look at this inside. See, nothing happens at all. And the aperture blades are also not available for some reason. Yeah, they're like stuck, I think, inside. This thing does move the small thing that runs along this channel right here, yeah, and that thing will not move the aperture for some reason. Next, let me put this thing back in the bag, yeah, so I don't lose it, because I'm gonna return this thing to the seller. The seller's been pretty good and kind along the whole process, because he's selling a junk camera, and how can you be angry at someone that's just got a rubbish camera if you're like saying that this thing's okay enough to use? Then actually he did not say this thing's okay enough to use. I mean, he's like saying that the only thing wrong with this thing is the potted lens. I mean, the lens with some spots, he said spots, and the blades on the shutter not being there, but the aperture, he did not say anything at all about that thing. And yeah, pretty much that, which is pretty odd. And he didn't even mention this or this huge tail right here. The focusing helical is pretty smooth, although it only moves very little bit, so you can focus from infinity to 0.8 meters, yeah, on this thing, but it only moves that much. And use the small tab because obviously whose hands would fit in here, yeah? Like you're bound to spin this front shutter speed ring if you wanna move the focus. I can't move it, you see. So you really do have to use the tab like this. Then as for the thing right here, yeah, this is the film rewind. It does not spin for some reason, which is probably a normal thing, I think, in the 60s. Oh, it does. Wait, yeah, it does spin. Okay, so it does spin, but it's pretty tight, I'd say, yeah, because it's probably pretty old. It's got some gunk in there. Then in the viewfinder, you actually have this needle thingy, which is pretty cool. I've never seen that before, yeah. So I'm not sure if you can actually see because the G7X has a pretty big lens, but essentially what it is some small needle on the bottom of the frame like this, which shows your focus, and this bit right here is your aperture. So that's pretty good. Then what else should I say? Oh yeah, this thing has this battery door thingy, which is pretty common, yeah. I'm not even gonna open it because it's hard to open. Then you got this like return thingy, which is for like so that the film can slip while you are filming here. You can slip it to go back in the canister. Then you have this light meter adjustment thingy for your ASA or ISO for your film, and pretty much nothing else. Also cold shoe, because this thing does not have the flash sync thingy on the top, but it has one on the side right on here, yeah. Okay, so yeah, pretty much that's it. Thank you for watching, hope you like it. And this is my Demi 15. This thing's dead for if you wanna like ask, yeah. So this thing, I'm not sure, I think this thing is a timer, yeah, because I've not seen this thing move since it's been my debut, yeah. So yeah, thank you and goodbye.